So sequencing, we get off of that high and come back down to.
Oh my God! Oh my! This song about Anne Sexton, the poet, American poet, Pulitzer Prize-winning poet, who committed suicide finally after trying for the 5th time. Had a series of recurring dreams about walking down the street trying to find her mother's house, Mercy Street, never being able to find her mother's house. She was torn.
I never knew any connection on that, so this is all. I thought about children and security when I think of it.
Yes, well, I mean, she was. This is from the perspective of her as a child looking for her grandmother's house, and then she was abused and by several people and adults.
Looking down on empty streets, all she can see are the dreams all made solid, are the dreams made real. All of the buildings, all of the cars were once just a dream in somebody's head. She pictures the broken glass, pictures the steam. She pictures a soul with no leak at the seams. Take the boat out, wait until darkness. Let's take the boat out, wait until darkness comes.
Larry Klein plays the bass on this song, not Tony Levin.
Nowhere in the corridors of pale green and gray. Nowhere in the suburbs in the cold light of day. There in the midst of it, so alive and alone. Words support like bone, dreaming of Mercy Street, where you're inside out, dreaming of mercy
All the voices.
in your daddy's arms again, dreaming
Rhodes on the guitar. His falsettos, man.
Yeah.
I'm with the father, he's out in the boat, riding the water, riding the waves on the sea.
Wow.
Do you remember that live? They had the lights on these cranes,
these rolling cranes that they could
the
like
seesaw cranes,
Yeah.
and they would lower them. They were all manually
movable.
maneuver on these tracks,
Yes.
and they would bring them all down, and he'd be laying on the ground, and the lights would be right down on him, but they look like monsters with the cranes and everything, and the seesaw. They look like monsters that were just
eating him or sucking his
Right.
soul or
right.
yeah. It
You
was
know, that effect always got me on that tour. Just like that showed me that he threw so much thought into his shows. You know, it just wasn't just, lights and here we go and jamming and all that stuff. Everything was thought out, and it grew. I mean, like when I saw Secret World, it was even
yes,
you know,
bigger, grander. Yes.
but not only grander, but newer. Just all these things.
More technology.
More technology, and camera work that was, he'd have cameras right on him and all kinds of crap like that going on. So he always threw so much back into it. I remember reading about Genesis, and about him and Genesis.
His costumes.
And and early in his career, they did a benefit concert for him because he was in so much debt for his shows and all that stuff.
Really?
That he did.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they did
I didn't know that.
benefit show with him and for him. Yeah, in his early, because he was in terrible debt.
Well, he's a performance art. I even think he's more than a performance. I think he's a life artist. There's performance art.
Yeah.
So there's musicians, right? There's singers and
Right.
stuff. And then there's performance artists who kind of incorporate theater and costumes and other action into their shows. And then there's life artists who live their whole life is
Their art, right?
You know.
Yeah.
And this dude, working with musicians from all over the world, empowering oppressed peoples all over the world.
Right.
Bringing
Amnesty International, he was so involved in that. He's an activist and
exactly a
storyteller
humanitarian archivist. He's interested in other people, other cultures. He
and
advocates
technology
for them.
too.
And technology.
So
synthesizers.
I was reading about Keith and I just started getting involved in some software, and it's kind of vintage remakes.
Synthesizers. Yep.
And Fairlight CMI is one of them, and we talk about Fairlight CMI because that was like a big deal to us because all these people that we really loved were using Fairlight, and the Australians brought that over to him to try out, and he immediately just started writing songs with it, and he invested in
the technology.
he invested in the UK distributing company.
For Fairlight. Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
And our girl that we did last week,
Kate Bush.
that was the first album that had a commercially bought Fairlight CMI on it.
Never Forever from 1980. Yes. So she must have bought it from Peter Gabriel's company, huh?
Right.
Wow.
That's what I was getting at the time, reading on the history of that. So no, but to
advocating for technology, right?
Technology and the world, and he's so rounded.
Yeah.
In that sense, and
Yeah.
I always thought, those people you meet, if I ever came in the room that he occupied, I would be frozen. I just
No way. I know. What do you? So, how's the
nothing
weather
you
in
can
Bath?
say.
You know, I mean,
Oh.
yeah. What do you say? It's where do you start?
What what I say?
Hi there.
I'm on my way, I'm making it.
That's what you said.
I've got to make it show, yeah. So much larger than life. I'm gonna watch it growing.
Yeah. Tony on that bass. Oh yeah, that's Jerry Martin hitting his sticks on Tony's bass strings.
The place where I come from is a small town. They think so small, they use small words. But not me, I'm smarter than that. I worked it out. I've been stretching my mouth to let those big words come right out. I've had enough, I'm getting out to the city, a big, big city. I'll be a big noise with all the big boys, so much stuff out alone. And I will pray to a big God as I kneel in the big church. I'm on my way, I'm making it. I got to make it show, yeah. So much larger than life. I'm gonna watch it growing. My parties have all the big names, and I greet them with the widest smile. Tell them how my life is one big adventure, and always they're amazed when I show them round the house to my bed. I had it made like a mountain range with a snow white pillow for my big fat head. And my heaven will be a big heaven, and I will walk through the front door. I'm on my way, I'm making it. I've got to make it show, yeah. So much larger than life. I'm gonna watch it growing. My car's getting bigger. My house getting bigger. My eyes getting bigger. And my mouth. My belly's getting bigger. And my bank account. Look at my circumstance. And the bunch of my
You know what I do after the end of that song?
Play it again. Hi there.
I'm on my way, I'm making it.
Totally, man. Oh my God.
That's
That
the
is a party.
funnest Peter Gabriel song
It is definitely the funnest Peter Gabriel song.
Non-stop, just the
Just
vocals, the
party,
jam,
singing,
it's just non-stop.
the pictures, the words, the
down
laughs, the
Yeah.
funkin', the jamming, the dancing. You know, I mean, yeah.
Oh, he also has another that big vocal,
Oh, yes.
long, and that's early in the song.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm gonna
We're
take
not
over
kidding
the
around
world.
here. We're kidding around, but we're not kidding around.
We're not kidding around about kidding around. We're definitely kidding around like never before.
And the the lyrics, it's just the funnest. Like
So tongue in cheek, man. My belly's getting bigger, my mouth. I mean,
Okay, so when you go look for Peter Gabriel live stuff, you see a lot of Tony Levin's in the band and everything. But I didn't notice, until a few years back, he was playing bass a lot with sticks on his hands.
that's right. Yes. The little.
His fingers, yeah. So he got that from this song because Jerry Marotta
Tony was fretting the bass. He was wearing the bass and fretting it, and then Jerry was
right.
hitting the strings with his drumsticks.
Right, exactly.
Right, yes. And
So Tony went on to keep that idea and started playing with sticks on his fingers.
And now he sells them. You can buy them. I think funk sticks or something like that. You can buy them and somehow they attach to your fingers. And,
Yeah, they're little cloth things, things that it's almost like putting a sandal on your shoe,
On your
your
finger.
foot, putting
Yep,
that on
you
your
can-
finger. Yeah. Because I was thinking back then, it's like, I don't remember him playing like that. And then all of a sudden he started showing up in his especially I can see him on his live gigs. Oh, this is the origin.
Yeah, and it's so cool looking. He's so cool looking in with a bald head.
And so Marotta didn't play drums. Stuart
That's
Copeland
right.
plays drums.
Monocache, not Monocache, not Jerry Marotta, Stuart Copeland.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. Fine. Fine. Okay then. Thanks, Peter. I know.
Piss me off. I mean, goddamn.
Well, oh
man.
gosh. I mean,
Stuart Copeland
talking about
playing.
second-rate drummer.